Hey everybody, back again with another pickups vid, and still got to dig up that other retro stuff on the systems and everything, but made a really nice score this weekend on an Xbox, and then I got some games here for my buddy Jim that I'm going to show you for PS1, and all for cheap. Unbelievably cheap on the Xbox, and it's not a regular old Xbox. Something very cool has been done to it. Anyways, all these games I got from Jim were $2 a piece. Asteroids for PlayStation, PS1, Missile Command, Centipede, Battle Arena Toshinden, MechWarrior 2, The Mummy, King of Fighters 99, and best of all, Road Rash. Now on Road Rash, if you're a collector and have multiple systems, as in PlayStation 1, Sega CD, or 3DO, or the computer, it's worth having multiple versions of this game. They all have variations, man. I thought this would be the best because PlayStation, Sony, no. Graphically, it's about par to 3DO, about the same. It's the music, man. I don't know why they did this, but on my 3DO, if I play my copy of Road Rash, when I want to have the music set for the racing, so while you're racing, you got the kick-ass soundtrack playing, it comes up saying that I need more memory, as in the memory expansion. On this, yeah, it's got music, but it's this generic-ass music that they put in. So still, just like the 3DO, man, the only time you hear all these good songs from these kick-ass bands is while you're going through the menus and stuff. If you want racing music and don't mind the graphics being a bit cheesy, get it for Sega CD. That, you got the music through the whole game, man. And even if the graphics aren't as good, it's still fun as hell. Great game. So anyways, that's what I got from him. Show you the games I got with the Xbox here first. And I did get all the hookups with it. Just one controller, but an original Xbox controller. Is in for the Model 2 to where they shrunk it down a little bit, but in good shape. And on games, got Project Gotham Racing 2, Splinter Cell, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and Namco Museum. And I'll give you the price last year that I paid on this puppy, because it's pretty unbelievable. Got a really nice condition Xbox, one that was taken well care of. All the stickers are good. I don't think it's been opened up and tampered with. All those feet are on really, really tight, like the glue hasn't been peeled up on them. Just nice and clean. No bad scratches or cracks or anything. Which, for the price I paid, man, cool enough. Wasn't planning on getting an Xbox. I've had one in the past, and I got the 360. I can play Xbox games on it, because it's backwards compatible, so really didn't have a need for this. But when this lady brought up the fact that this puppy's been soft modded, I changed my mind really fast, because the price that was on it for this and the games and hookups, $20. Anyways, I'm not real familiar with these soft mods. This is the first one I've had my hands on. All I know is that it supposedly can play copied Xbox games, which I pretty much got all the Xbox games I'd ever want on real copies, so I can care less on that. But it has one emulator on it. What I don't know how to do is put on more emulators for old school systems, or add more ROMs to the one that's already there, which the guy had emulator on it for N64 and I deleted a whole bunch of games. I did find out how to do that. Like I said, I just can't. I don't know what you got to do to put more on, but a lot of sport games that he had on it. So I'm not into sport games and a lot of little kid games. Their kids were like anywhere from 3 up to 7 at most. So a lot of little kid games. So down to a few good ones, and then other ones that are so-so. He was also into wrestling, but problem with the N64 emulators is I've tried a lot of them on the computer. You gotta have multiple ones because they're kind of touch and go. Some work good on some games, and some work absolutely horrible on some games. So he's got it set up to where when you go to open up the emulator, it looks like it's just one, and then once you go to open up a ROM, it brings up a list of 3 like Project 64 and a couple others. So you just pick out the one that works the best. And a lot of the games that I really don't care about because I probably already have them didn't load up good, graphic issues, and then some loaded up and played really well. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day seems to play alright, and a few others like that. Speaking of Conker's Bad Fur Day, that's one of the best ones he's got on here. The others are kind of just so-so. Not many first-person shooters other than Turok and a few 007 games, and that's it. But very cool. And one that's on it is Unleash X. And I'm hoping that it's just that this was dusty. It wasn't like horrible dirty, it was just dusty from just sitting around not being used, and I'm thinking some of the dust got in it to where I do need to open this up and give it a good cleaning. But most of the time I can get the Xbox games to load up and play, and if it doesn't, it's just opening up the tray, taking out the game, blowing on it, and then putting it back in and it loads up. On DVDs, I did get the DVD remote with it and the sensor. It's been long enough, I can't remember if you use a regular controller to launch the DVD movie or if you have to use the remote and press play or whatever. But the remote, you had batteries in it. It got left in there for a while. Obviously, they were leaking acid, so I got to figure out how to crack open that remote and clean up the little battery terminals. And hopefully it didn't fry anything bad inside. But I could not get it to play a DVD. It would act like it found it. It would come up in the corner there, because Unleash X, it's got everything that it's doing kind of up in the corners in text. It would say found video or whatever, but couldn't open it. But still playing around with it. Haven't done it too much, so just kind of getting the hang of what you can do with this thing. But man, very, very cool for $20. I never thought I'd find a good condition Xbox that cheap, let alone one that's been soft modded. And she said the reason it was $20 is because it's been soft modded, and I can't be the only person in this town that collects enough systems to where they'd be familiar with that. But every time she'd bring that up, it would turn people off. Like, oh, it's been tampered with, I don't want it. Even that it's $20. And it's like, hell yeah, I'll take it. Because I knew exactly what was done. I had a friend that had his soft mod and had tons of emulators on it. And that's all he did to it. He didn't change out the hard drive or anything. It looks like, unless this is how they do it at Microsoft, because you can go in and see what's on the hard drive, it's all partitioned to where I think a couple of the partitions are just over 2 gigs, like maybe 2.5 or so, and then the others are around 780 megabytes, so everything's kind of spread out here and there. But if anybody's got one of these with Unleash X or a similar soft mod and knows what to do on transferring files, as in ROMs and whatnot and emulators, let me know how you do it. The only thing I can think of is you just burn it all to a blank DVD and transfer it that way. If you have to hook it up to your computer or whatever, I have no idea how to do that. Never done it, so Say, any help would be greatly appreciated because I'd love to load this up with at least MAME and just have all my old arcade games on it. So, catch y'all later. I'll try and get up the next vid here pretty soon. I'm going to take a trip to Bullhead tomorrow, so I may have even more stuff to show you guys. I haven't been down there in a while to check out those thrift stores and whatnot, so who knows. With Bullhead City, man, it's touch and go. You either do really good or just really crappy, because a lot more people there than here in Kingman. Later.